Your starting lineup for this 9-lap race is as follows. Cameron Nelson will start from pole position alongside Tish Van Wyk. Then it will be Ivan Simeonova and Boaz Maximov. Matthias Kjellerup and Fernando Paimare is next, then Jacob Ashcroft and Noah Janssen. Followed by Connor Clancy and Tish Stevens rounding out your top 10. Patrick Mikulik and Timur Shagaleyev, then Georgi Zazov and Luke Hill. Gage Korn and Kai Clark, the youngest driver in the class, is next, then Rayan Bourguignon and Miro Leskinen. They're the top drivers in the points at the moment. Everyone else from here on back on the outside looking in. Simba Matoda, Timothy Vladimirov. They need to move up. So does Noel Zak and Lorenzo Giacinto. Tiger Tezuka and Panu Steen Monkong on row number 12. Then Federico Prieto and Silas Nikolaisen from Denmark. Antonio Macedo and Attila Kalapax on row number 14. The top 30 rounded up by Nate Dogg, Nathan Dupree and William Khoury from Lebanon. Cole Medeiros and Khaled Najjar on row 16. Hamish Campbell and William Marshall. The last row of the grid, Lucas Hernandez and George Pavlopoulos from Greece. For someone like Hamish Campbell, he's fast. We know he's fast. He's going to be moving up, but you know he's given himself, I think, probably a bit too much of a mountain to climb. Well, not him, but just the nature of this event. The event has just not worked in his favour. But at the front, this is now nerves. Cameron Nelson, he's not been in this position before. Yes, he's won races, but not of this magnitude. He's leading them out very, very wide indeed.
Yeah, doesn't want to get any dust on the tyres before the start, so making sure he stays as close to the racing line as possible. But, Campbell, he's had such a great showing, though. He really has. He's shown his pace. He's shown how fast he is.
Yep, he is. He has. Now let's see what everyone can do into the tram lines. Junior Rotax pre-final A is underway. Lights out. Nelson cuts across, takes the racing line. Van Wyk is squeezed wide. Ivan Simeonova up into second place. Behind her, several carts into the tyres at the back of the pack. And one of them is the 206 cart of Tiger Tezuka. But, and over the grass, that's all the rage. Gage Korn, he was teetering on the edge of the top 36. He's back on track. The rest of the pack now heading up the straight towards turn number 7. And it is Nelson. I think that might have been Boaz Maximov and Matthias Kjellerup up there as well. Through turn number 9 and into turn 10. There is Maximov. The rest of the field snaking their way now up towards turn number 12. Nelson still leads. Battle of a second. Ivan Simeonova is there in P2. The young Austrian lady has got a slipstream behind Nelson. Will she make her move for the lead? No, she doesn't. She wants to work with the Welshman to try and push away. Van Wyk, Kjellerup, Maximov, Janssen, Paimare, Ashcroft, Stevens and Kai Clark, the youngest driver in the class, that round out your top 10. Kyle, you have a look at the scoring pot charts. You look at the action, because we've lost Tiger Tezuka, Noel Zak, Timothy Vladimirov, Miro Leskinen, Silas Nikolaisen and Gage Korn all caught up on the first lap.
Maximov, though, moving himself up into second past Thijs van Wyk. He's been saying let's go, so he thinks he's got more pace. But Thijs getting left out to dry. He's managed to sneak himself back in, though. So Maximov now up into third. They need to close that gap to the drivers in front.
Big movers on the opening lap. Nathan Dupuis from 29th to 19th. Hamish Campbell from 33rd to 22nd.
Yeah, big movers throughout, but there's a big gaggle of carts behind this front group. A lot of drivers trying to find their way up into that golden top 10 to ensure a good start and a decent amount of points going into the final day.
Yeah, and several drivers. Now, this is an opportunity because Gage Korn, who started this race on the 8th row, and Miro Leskinen, They were in the top 36. They both had issues on the first lap. They're still in the race, but they are down towards the back. This is an opportunity for others.
I just saw a flash past the screen of Campbell up in the second group, so he's made big moves up the field. Great drive from Campbell, just trying to...
In fact, who is that in the 255 cart going through? That is Connor Clancy. Clancy is in 9th position. He's just moved ahead of Estonia's Fernando Paimare. It's Nelson and Simeonova leading Maximov and Van Wyk. Kjellerup, Janssen, Ashcroft and Stevens. Clancy having to defend, and he's got a whole big group of carts coming up behind him. This is going to help the likes of Nathan Dupuis and Hamish Campbell, because they just want a good result. Those are the drivers that just want a good result. Here's a battle for the lead. Cameron Nelson squeezing Ivan Simeonova to the inside.
Maximov, big loss there.
Maximov, and he's still losing places there. He's the short. And now Tishran Vike up the inside of Simeonova, and that pushes Simeonova back to P4. We have got a lead group of 2, 4, 6, 7, or 8. And now the two Dutchmen are saying, come on, we've got to work together, because Cameron Nelson is disappearing up the road.
Yeah, the two Dutch drivers supposed to be working together there, but went very defensive. So it's actually brought this group even tighter. The German driver there just inside, looking for a way up the inside, and he's got it done. Ashcroft, though.
Yep, there's Jacob Ashcroft at the head of this group there. First cart on your screen. Looking over his shoulder there, and now he's under pressure. That's Noah Janssen making a move, or not. Janssen has to fall back in line. But as we complete lap number 4, it is Nelson, Van Wyk, Simeonova, Maximov, and Ashcroft, then Janssen, Kjellerup, Stevens, Rayan Bourguignon, and Kai Clark in the top 10. Luke Hill up to 11th. Shimba Matoda is next. And look at Hamish Campbell up into 13th position for the Aussie. Further back, William Corey's gained good ground, as has Gage Corn, fighting back into 20th. But still, Gage Corn needs more.
Yeah, we've just lost 2-2-3. That's Patrick Mikulik that I've just seen. Mikulik has just gone into the pits there, so unfortunately his pre-final A is over. But Thijs van Wyk has got a proper turn of pace in him. He's turned it down to half a second on Nelson.
And the 2-2-3 coming in. That's Mikulik, as you said. Now, several drivers, Fernando Paimare, Georgi Zaisov, Connor Clancy have all had problems. This could really affect the order. It's going to help a lot the likes of, well, Federico Prieto from Uruguay is up to 15th position. Luke Hill, Rayan Simba Matoda could be trying to race their way in. Up at the front, though, Nelson and Tishran Vike, first and second. You're looking at the battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th. There is Maximov and Ashcroft. Here is Simeonova in 5th, Stevens in 6th, and Noah Janssen in 7th. And they have got Matthias Kjellerup just behind them. Simeonova defends into turn number 7. And Janssen makes a good move.
It opened the door for Janssen there, but he couldn't quite get it in. Simeonova doing a great job to hang on to that 5th place. This track is notoriously difficult to pass on. We've seen it throughout the day, but we've also seen some great moves around the outside. Hoping to see more of those. Simeonova doing a great job, though. Going defensive over the bumps. Janssen looking for the cutback. He's got it done, but has he got enough to turn it back in through the left?
Yes, he does. Excellent move there from Noah Janssen. He thinks about making a move on Simeonova. Simeonova defends. That's going to leave her susceptible. But as we run lap number 8, we're on lap number 7 out of 9. We have now got a battle for the lead. Tishran Vike has caught Cameron Nelson, and Maximov and Ashcroft are there as well. We're going to have two Team UK drivers against 2 Team Netherlands drivers battling for the win in this one before long.
Yeah, Van Wyk, a great pace on his own to go and fetch Nelson with no help, no push, no draft. But behind him, Maximov and Ashcroft. Ashcroft, fastest lap of the race. So obviously those two are going to be catching very quickly. They've only got 2 laps to do it, though.
Yes. Oh, there is the sad sight of Miro Leskinen from Finland out of the race. Leskinen, he was right on the cusp. He was 8. He was 36th in points and 35th in points rather. That will probably be curtains for Leskinen. He won't make the final. These 4 drivers should be there. They're now going to dispute this race for the lead.
Yeah, Nelson doing well to hang on to it. I think he realizes the pressure that he's got. He's got the two Dutch drivers.
Yes.
And just behind him, Ashcroft from the UK, but down deep on the inside. Oh, big shunt from behind. I hope that's not a nose cone for Van Wyk. He hits him quite hard, but switch back for Ashcroft, and he's gotten it done up into 3rd. So Ashcroft now a 3rd with 2 laps to go.
I know Jacob Ashcroft moving up. There's at least one exhaust out there sounding very, very throaty indeed. We have had several incidents. Nathan Dupuy has dropped back to 26th. There's a big, Vladimirov, Zasov, Clancy, Noel Zak, Tezuka, Nikolaisen, Pavlopoulos and Khaled Najjar have all been off track.
Ashcroft got the switchback. He's on the inside. Maximov helping him through. So Van Wyk going down to 4th there with the help of Maximov.
Did you see Van Wyk break really early there? He knew he was in trouble. So he thought, okay, I'm going to ease off and try and get a good run.
And stay in the fight. That's the important part.
Stay in the fight. This is the last lap. Up towards turn number 7. Nelson takes a long look over his shoulder and defends. Through turn number 8. They slow down to turn 9, around to 10.
Yeah, this is more of a line astern section of the track. No real place to slip it up the inside. Nelson very good in the sector, and he's got himself some breathing room going into the final corner of the lap. He doesn't need to defend. Maximov defending from Van Wyk, but I think this is how we're going to stay. Or is it Van Wyk around the outside? He's got the switch back on Maximov. Great move on the last corner.
Great move, and he set himself up for that at the start of the last lap where he said, stay in the fight, stay in the fight. 3 wide, further back as we cross the line. Nelson with the win from Ashcroft, Van Wyk and Maximov. Matthias Kellerup is 5th, and Ivan Simeonova in 6th position. Noah Janssen is 7th, and 8th to Rayan Bourguignon, 9th to T. Stevens, and 10th to Kai Clark. They could all breathe a sigh of relief. Luke Hill, good drive. Hamish Campbell, he said he was going to do well. Not quite sure that's going to be enough, but still a great way to end the grand finals for Hamish Campbell. Simba Matoda, Lorenzo Giaquinto, that was a good drive from Giaquinto, up 8 places. Panusti Moncon, 15th, up 9 places. He will be keeping his fingers and toes crossed. Timur Shagaliev, Antonio Macedo, Gage Korn, all the rage, Gage Korn, recovered from last on the opening lap to 15th. And there's somebody, well, do you know what, Georgi Zasov? You may as well be. My go-kart is broken. The exhaust, there's the culprit for our very loud exhaust. I'm looking back. Several other drivers. Yeah, Nathan Dupuy, I think his exhaust was sounding a little bit throaty as well. He made a great start, but faded towards the end. William Coury, up 11 places for Lebanon to finish 19th. That's still not going to be enough for him to make the final. William Marshall, South Africa. Kyle, good drive for William. But that was a Dutch and an English love affair at the front. Further back, it looks like it is going to be game over for this year for the likes of Noel Zak, Tiger Tezuka, Silas Nikolaisen, George Pavlopoulos, Khaled Najjar, Miro Leskinen, Patrick Mikulik. But there's going to be an awful lot of drivers going into pre-final B who are thinking, yeah, this is potentially really good. This is my chance. A lot of the drivers up there that were, between 25th and 36th in points have had a bad race. So